Hello everyone. So in our last video, we completed this health check endpoint, okay, and we have also embedded this camera.html page. I can put a body here. Let's say a div tag like working. Cool. And let's check whether this health check endpoint is also coming. If I do localhost 6699 request, so health check is working, and if I do camera, okay, I'm seeing a page. Okay, I'm saving this, but yeah, I changed this, so I need to rebuild it. I'll say again Wails, up arrow, and it should give me, it's compiling and the window should get rendered. Yeah, it's rendering now. If I hit here, now it's showing up my div tag here. Now if I check in my browser, Golang, localhost, that's camera. Not working. Working. Cool. So the camera page is rendering. So now let's think about how the UI should look. Okay. So let's keep like building of the agent, how it should look. So I can stop the server here. I need to check whether hot reloading is available for Wails or not. I haven't checked the documentation how to do that, but yeah, I don't know. I have to figure it out. Cool. Sorry. So let's decide how the agent should look. Okay, I have a pen. So let's build a box. Oops. Not that good. Yep. Yeah. Cool. So in the center we can keep a title. Okay. So we can call it cam feed. Like any other regular page, we have this. Then what else we have? So I need to place the cameras in certain rooms, right? So, and it's pretty difficult for the device to know in which room the device is kept. So we can take a input field for the room. Okay. Similarly, we can keep it simple. So for device ID, later on we can discuss like we can keep the Mac ID as the device ID, but just to distinguish, like Mac IDs are not they don't give that much information. Like I will see some random like alphanumeric string, so that will not give me anything. So it's better to take the input of which device is rendering what. Input field for, let's say, device ID. Cool. Now not all browsers like directly give you camera access. So if they can do it, many hackers could have like used that setting and could have like see whatever you are doing in front of your phone or what else. So yeah, that's why browsers don't allow direct camera access, and even if they are allowing, they always ask you for the permission. Also, they don't give it to like HTTP kind of endpoint. They only gives to like secured endpoint, so you need to have a SSL certificate. But for localhost we can try it. So whatever happening in localhost, so browsers allow like using camera and all that. But yeah, when we are doing across device thing, then we need to build a certificate. Like we can do a self-signed SSL certificate, and we can bind it to our server, so other devices can trust our camera, like our camera request. Cool. So we need a button, okay, to start the stream. Okay, then also we need a button to, whenever there is start, we need to stop also. stop the stream. Cool. Then yeah, another thing is pretty interesting is, so all our devices nowadays, so except laptops, all are like iPads and phones, they have a rear camera as well as a front camera, right? So we should have an option to flip the cameras, a button to flip cameras. And if we are flipping, so since the connection is same, so the flip should render the like the new frames. Okay, so yeah, there should be a flip button. Now we can take some custom inputs also, because see, we are sending frames, so that can be so we will be doing in a lossy way, so we can have some like, and yeah, all our transmission will be happening in a JPEG format, because if we are going with PNG format, then I think my CPU will have a very big load, because yeah, it has to transmit all that, then render it in the Wails app. So yeah, let's stick to a JPG. We can uh, like adapt to some compression. So yeah, we can set some compression ratio for the JPEG. Okay, so some drop down menus we can keep. Okay, in the default settings I can also select like which camera you want to select. Okay, so like some pre-selected format, so this button can act as like when they want to switch it. Okay, so it's like a switch. Okay, but if I want to start with my rear camera, okay, then I should have an option for that. So camera select. Okay, bad handwriting, plus plus. Okay, then other should be some JPEG compression ratios we can decide. Since I'm the user and I'm using my hub as well as my device, so yeah, I can do a drop down for that. Okay, some values. Then yeah, I can also decide on the resolution that I want to, like in which I want to send the frames. Okay, let's say some 720p videos, let's say I think 1280 or 1260. I think it's search for 12. I don't remember. Okay, 1280. Yeah, 1280. Yes. We can also keep like 640 by 480. Like these are some standard resolutions for our thing. I can also do one thing. I can choose some dimensions. This comes here. iPad Pro, let's say 1000. Yeah, we can choose some dimensions from this list. I think that should be good. Cool then. So all these features we need in our agent. Oh yeah, one more thing we can keep is the FPS. Okay, so the device, so we should have this setting so that the devices won't heat up, because when they are transmitting video frames, so lots of computation is happening in our mobile and iPad. Okay, so yeah, we can, so to prevent them heating up and all that computation, because at the same time so many apps and their background processes are running, right? So for this project I don't want my phone to hang up, or they lose battery if I switch to a very high FPS. So I can stick to some moderate FPS settings, like maybe 15 frames per second or 30 frames per second, maybe 60, but yeah, I won't be trying that. So yeah, cool. And what else? Also we can do one thing. So it's kind of, we can say like a main thing. So when we are streaming things, okay, I need to tell my system that, hey, don't shut off this device, because some active some activity is happening. It's like when you are playing game in your phone. Okay, your system knows like you are doing some activity in that. So it won't be like performing screen saving. Okay, so we need to build a mechanism to tell that like keep the screen awake, something like that. So we can put it some kind of a radio or a checkbox kind of thing. I think checkbox will look cool. Yeah, simply check it, or um, keep my screen awake. Cool. Now how to place all this thing here? Okay, so we have title here, then let's say we have drop downs for our room and devices here, and cool. And one more thing we might need is a status. What's the status for this device? Okay, this can be a div tag or something, and some statuses we might be rendering. Okay, so what this is we can say some kind of a div basically to render or something. Status. Okay, like it's something like let's say my hub got closed. Okay, and this device was connected to it. I can put some display text, hey, okay, connection lost, something like that. Okay, and yeah, if we have those that setting, then yeah, so on a user end it will be helpful, like okay, something went wrong with the hub, or maybe the Wi-Fi switched or the Wi-Fi turned off. Okay, so my device will be trying to like reaching to the server, but it won't be happening. But yeah, that information I need to provide in status. And yeah, we can also um, we can also show to the like show in the device itself. So just like in a Google Meet, so we are seeing what we are sending to the other person, right? So we can put a canvas of what all frames we are sending as for the frame. Okay, and that should be big, so I guess we can put a big ass screen here. Let's this is for my frame, let's say. Cool. And everything needs to be in a single page, so I guess 1 and 2 are done, this and this. Let's 1 2. Okay, start this we can keep here 3 and 4. Okay, flip we can keep. Okay, and drop down, so we can put them in a top of the list, something like this. So entire 6 thing we can put it here. Okay, and we can keep my 7 here, and yeah, maybe well, I don't need to scroll, so I want to put somewhere the status, so maybe in between these two I can put 8. Cool, so 9 done. This is for 8 in between those 3 and 4, something like that. Or I can clean it up a bit. Yeah, so I can put 8 here showing the status, and yeah, this thing goes here. Cool. Cool then. So let's build a standard UI. This is for this, and this will activate when my server is up. Cool. Let's build it. Showing up like this. Cool. I can change it to cam field. and can put a style here. I'll keep it raw and dirty for a bit, because I don't want to add CSS and all that, because all those things I have to again embed. So yeah, I will avoid it. I will use inline CSS wherever it is possible. Cool. Now let's build our body thing. Let's use some divs. Cool. Let's use a h1 tag. This is for my title, and let's call it can field camera. Cool. Then let's create a row. Okay, now this I can say cool. So we have our title here, and we need these two inputs. So I can say label, and I can put enter the room name. Okay, then I can create an input. I will put an ID here. Let's call it room. Then I'll say type is text, and value, let's call it home sweet home. Okay, cool. Then I need another label, and here I will call like let's say device ID or device name, whatever. I'll say I'll call simply search device. This is also type text, value, let's say by default phone. Cool. So this thing is done. You can put a comment. Let's not put a comment. Yeah. Cool. Then I need another row. Here I will be needing, let's say what else we need? 6. Yeah, which camera to select. Okay, so let's call it camera. Then I can use a select tag, and I can say something like front view or rear view. So I can say which thing is facing me. Cool. Then I can provide some options here. Let's say first option is I can say like rear or front are this, but as per a CCTV camera, okay, let's use like environment. Okay, this is like the back camera. I will say rear, and I can push value, and here I can say front, and let's keep the value as user. Okay, because most of the time the front facing camera is for the user itself. Okay, and the rear camera is for the entire world. Cool. So this thing is done. Then we need another thing to select resolution. Okay, so select ID, I can say res. Then you can provide some option value, and let's see what else I have to cool. Keep here and here. So first thing we can try with this, and yeah, then we can try like 1920, like the 180p thing, this, then the OG 640 480p cross 480. Cool. So these are the resolution that user can select. Then let's keep some space here. Then I can say label. So here this is for, I can say, for FPS. Okay, so select ID, I can say FPS. Cool. So here I will have some option, and I will select 15 and 30. I don't need a value, so this, then 30, and let's say this is like defaultly selected. Cool. 30, 50, this is selected. Then what else? So we are done with this. Okay. Then there's another row we will be needing. This is for our main control buttons. It's recording, right? Yeah, cool. This is for our main button. So here I can put a button saying for starting. Okay. Start stream. Okay. Let's call it ID as start. Let's put a class. I'll update some CSS. I have to update some CSS. I'll call it stop. Then this is for stop. Cool. Then I can create. Oh, I missed. I missed JPEG. Cool. I will simply do that. Cool. What else? Stop, and then we have the flip option. So flip. Cool. Then there is this checkbox we have to do, and type checkbox. I will say keep awake is this. I'll say it's all by default, it is checked, and yeah, I think that's it. Cool. And yeah, let's add our JPEG thing. So JPEG compression ratio, so let's call it JPEG, and let's copy this part. Cool. Let's put like maybe 0.6, okay, 0.7. Let's not touch 0.5 also, because that will like downgrade the video completely. So let's stick to this. Okay, 60, 70 and 80%. Cool. I need to create some CSS, but I think I'm okay. Cool. So up till here, so 6, 7 done. 8. Then I need our status. Okay, so in order to do that, I need to create some kind of a div. Okay, let's put a span here. Okay, and call it status. Then so when I'm not doing anything, okay, I can simply say like maybe idle. Okay, now when I start streaming, I will like use maybe some JS to update inside this. Okay, but yeah, I think we should be good. Cool. Then there is this 9. Cool. So HTML do provide us this video. We'll stick to this v tag. Okay, and I'll say play inline. I think it doesn't help me. and I'm not capturing audio, so let's not do that. Then I'll put the canvas, let's call it C, and display none. Cool. So till here we are mostly done. I will have to add some style tags, but yeah, let's run a Wails server and see how the page looks. It's pretty late. Yeah. Cool, I can see this. If I reload this. Cool. Keep awake text is not appearing. Yeah. Keep screen awake. Cool. Just a second. Cool. Yeah. Missing this here front, this. Now let's put some cloths on. Yeah, I need to rebuild it again. Cool, now this is appearing. Let's style them. But yeah, I can work on some CSS, but yeah, to do the functionality, let's write some JS. Cool. So I can wrap up everything. I can wrap up everything in a async function. Okay. Now how I want is, so I can, so right now I'm accessing via camera, but if I do something like this, okay, and if I say like camera rear and resolution something like this, so this should automatically pre-fill all my settings, or like I can also say like room, kitchen, okay, and device ID this, okay. So this should be cool thing to have. So if I give this link to one of my device, I will just open up this link, and yeah, it will pre-configured with all the settings, and then I can simply start the stream. So yeah, so I can do something like get the query parameters. It's not complicated variable names. New search params. Now the location, yeah, cool. So from here I will get all the query params. Now let's create a lambda. Okay, takes the ID, returns this. Now I'll collect my video. Simply say v tag. I can collect my canvas with $C. Then I can collect the Canva context also. So c dot not seeing, was it underscore? Should be yeah, get context 2D. I don't know why it is not appearing, but oh, because it doesn't know. Oh yeah, got it. Yeah, because I'm simply collecting it, but this guy doesn't know what it is collecting. So yeah, this. Then I can say what user has selected for front or back. Okay, dollar and facing. Res what the user has selected. Res, I kept it res, right? Yeah. Then let's close this. Then what the user has selected for FPS. Now this I'm getting from the URL itself, okay, not from what I am changing in the selector tags. It's like directly giving the URL, and all these things will be pre-configured. Cell $is JPEG. Cool. Then let's get the room input. $is room. Then yeah, then yeah, I need device input. $is device. Then I need the button start. Similarly for button stop, $stop for button flip. Then the keep awake set checkbox, you can keep awake. And for the status, okay, along with status I can put some stats also, like let's say when I'm pumping up frames, if something fails, that count. So yeah, I can do something like status like connected, and in between the connection, if something is failing, I can keep a stats. So I can add one more span here. Let's call it stats. Cool. And I can collect the stats from here. So let's call it status. Okay. And stats $. Cool. Now cool, to here we are all good. Yeah, cool. Now to pump those frames, we first need to establish a WebSocket connection from our device ID to the camera hub. Okay, so now we are talking about all this page being running on one device. I can say like this is, let's not do this. Okay, so this page will be running in one device. Okay, and this needs to connect to my hub. Okay, cool. Via WebSocket connection. Cool. So can first collect this part. So location. So this should return what I am using, like HTTP or HTTP. My IP address. I think. Let me check. Get the IP address using JS. Oh, it returns only the domain name. This returns. Okay, cool. Cool. So I'll get the IP address from here. Then, so later I have to switch to HTTPS. So my WebSocket needs to. So generally a WebSocket connection looks something like this: WS : as for WebSocket / the IP address port, like that. Okay, and if there is some authentication or you are passing some URL params, that will stay here. Okay, if you are passing something, it stays here, and yeah, this entire connection string act as a WebSocket. But when we are dealing with OpenSSL, this changes to WebSocket secured. Okay, just like HTTP gets converted to HTTPS, so WebSocket also gets this. So this was secured. Yeah. Cool. So you can create a variable like what to use. So I can say location dot I think protocol containing protocol protocol. If it is HTTPS, I can say WSSS. Otherwise I will stick to WS. Cool. Then I can create the WSL URL. So $is this $is : so here I will have WSS scheme. Then I will have my host, which is my IP address along with the port. Then I'll be calling my ingest endpoint. Okay, and here I can pass like maybe it's the room ID something, because I have to handle screens between the rooms, so I need to pass room. Cool. Cool. So now let's create some variables. Okay, so this up to here, setting up WebSocket configs. Cool. Now let's create some states. Also, now if I'm getting something from the URL parameters, so I should update this. So I should say queues dot if I'm getting the room ID there itself. Okay, I'll later change for this facing resolution FPS, but yeah, just to test it. So dot value call to qs dot get room. Now if qs dot get device, this is our input, device input dot value qs get device. Now let's do for everything then. Yeah, that should let's copy this line, copy, cut. I need for facing, yeah, facing resolution fps jpeg. Cool. Facing cell, this, paste. Cool. Res select cell, then I need to check whether select option using JS. Oh, simply I can set the value. Cool. Yeah, and fps cell value this, and this is for fps. Cool. So facing done, resolution done, fps done. Now the last one for jpeg. Cool. So this will be first pre-filled with whatever is there in the HTML. Then if there is something in the URL, then they will automatically change. Cool. Now let's create some states here. Cool. So let, I can say PC awake lock null. This is for my wake call. Okay, let stream also null. Let the WebSocket connector be null. I can say like something is not running. Okay, then I can say also some sending also. Then cool. Now let's set some count. I have sent this many frames. There will be some resolution check, so I can set this count. Other thing is I need to set the, so when I'm pumping up frames and the connection is alive, I also need to send a pong response, and also like what is the last timestamp has happened before I am sending the frame. So I can say some last timestamp, and I can use date now, or I can switch to performance. Yeah, that this will give me much more precise timestamp values. Cool. Then let's start off with our, this is for states. Yeah, states. Then this is for updating configs from URL param. How long is the video coming? 44. Cool. Let's start off with the first function. Let's try changing the status itself. So um, functions, let's call it function set status. Let's take which kind of status and what is the message I want to show. Okay, so I'll say status dot text content. Let's see, text, whatever text I'm providing. Also I can like display, like if I'm connected, then it should be like showing connected in a green thing, right? If I'm disconnected, it should be like showing something kind of a red is like disconnected completely, but I'm trying then something like a yellowish format. Okay, so I'm thinking of this part, something like a pill kind of a format, which is like showing connected, something like reconnecting. Okay, and I won't be having any disconnected thing because yeah, because when the hub is down, I'm always trying to reconnect. Okay, so I won't be having this with this too. So in order to have this, I can create a class name. Okay, so let's call it oh, not here. Yeah, let's call it pill. I will be showing them in a pill button, and I can tell like it should be inline, and let's give a border. Let's stick to 800 pixels. This is semicolon. Cool. What else? What else I can do? Let's give a padding of, let's say, maybe 1 pixel to everything, and comma, and let's keep a border this, adding this, and font size, yeah, maybe 18. Who cares? Cool. Now I can use this pill inside my button. This status last name, and I can say something like dot pill. Okay, and reconnecting, then not dot pill. I can create some flags also, right? Yeah, maybe like warning or something like that. Yeah, I'll work on that, but yeah, pill should be here, and I can say like kind, and if I'm not providing, just takes empty text. Cool. Cool. Now what else? There should be some, oh yeah, there's a text, there's a space. Cool. Now this is for status. Now I need to in order to stream it out, now I need to collect those values, and yep, I need to create a config for my media stream. So in browser there is this getUserMedia, which gives basically access to all our like cameras, microphone, all that. And in order to initiate it, it takes some constraints. Okay, so I have to check first to access. Get user media. Okay, AI mode is not working. Yeah, and also this thing takes user and environment. Yeah. Video true. Now how to provide frame rate. Okay, got it. Cool. So can create a function, call it get constraints. Then I'll first collect my width and height from the resolution select. Okay, whatever value, I will split them up by x, and I will convert them into number. Cool. Then I'll collect the FPS, and I will convert that to FPS cell to a number. Then I need the facing mode, so that is facing cell. I will simply collect the value, then I will return the constraint as video with idle is w, height idle is this, and yeah, frame rate, this frame rate, ideal is facing mode. Cool. Then I'll say facing mode here, then not here, with this. Okay, cool. I don't need audio, false. Cool. Oh yeah, comma. It should automatically take care of that, because this guy takes directly like environment and user. If I open this up, how to set rear and front camera. So we just need to provide this thing. So if we want the rear camera, we can set it to environment, and if we want the front camera, we will set it to user. So yeah, otherwise switch to environment. Cool. So we have created our semicolon are not needed, but yeah, I just like to use them. And let's create a async function to start the stream. Let's try catch some error. Cool. Now first let's get the constraints. Get constraints. Okay, I can make this guy async also. Okay, let's wait for that. Now let's create the stream object. So navigator dot media devices dot get user media with the constraints that I have. Okay, now I will change my video source object to the stream. Cool, and I'll call play. So this will open up the camera. Okay, I don't know whether this will work with OBS. Cool. Let's complete more. Okay, now I can set my canvas to stream out whatever I'm capturing. Okay, so let's call track. Now stream get video tracks 0 for the default track, for the first track, so mostly we will be using the first track only. Now let's get the track settings. Okay, now I will set the canvas width to, if I'm getting the track width, I will stick to that, but if it is null, I still have my video width. Video, so yeah, the video tag in HTML also has an attribute video width. I can use that. Otherwise I will stick to a default value of 1280. Okay, then let's stick to height. I'm pretty sleepy now. Height I'll stick to 720. Cool, now let's try connecting to WebSocket. Okay, so this new WebSocket. Cool, then WS URL. Okay, I can provide the room input here now. Cool, then we will be sending directly binary objects, so I can select it to array buffer. Cool, now let's open up the WebSocket connection. Okay, so arrow function. Cool, then let's set the status to let's say live, with the bill live. Okay, then I will create a CSS for this live tag. Okay, I can change it. Live, let's call background color to be green for now. Cool. Okay, cool, so send this. Now when I'm sending this, I can set this to be 0 as well as I reinitialize it to 0. So why I need to reinitialize it? Let's say for the first time everything worked. Okay, I sent something. Okay, I sent some frame, and in between that connection some of the frames were dropped. I have that counter, but when I disconnected, okay, and when I'm reconnecting it, okay, or let's say I refreshes the page, okay, then I need all my configs to start fresh. Okay, so I will reinitialize it if the WebSocket connection happens again. Okay, and then last timestamp is performance dot now. Okay, then let's create the metadata. Now this metadata will be used by my hub for this thing. Okay, so let's create this. So let's create device ID. I need to check what other things we have. Okay, so this I'm getting from dev input value. Then I need room input dot value, and if I'm not getting anything, let's for save check, let's use this. Then let's say here also, if I'm not getting anything, and I can generate some random number maybe. Okay, I always need to make sure that I'm getting something, otherwise this will break, my hub will break, so I can make sure like I'm always getting some value. So if user has provided some value, okay, then I can use that. Otherwise I can use a random value. Okay, I can convert it to a string. Okay, and when I'm converting to a string, yeah, cool. Let me just check once. Console math dot random dot to string. Okay, I'm getting this. This guy. Ishmael should be fine. Think. What's the chance? I can parse it to float. Let's stick to this first. Okay, so cool. Room is there, then width, whatever my canvas width comes out to be, then height, then c dot height. Okay, then fps is a number for my fps selector value. Cool, so all this information I'm sending. Cool, then yes on, let's stringify this meta. Cool, now when I'm connecting it, my hub will collect this data, it will register it into this guy, ingest, okay, using the device ID and the WebSocket connection. Cool, so I sent this, and now I can say running state to be true. Okay, and okay, cool. Now after this, I need to start pushing frames. Okay, that will be collected in ingest. So for this, I can create a pump function which will pump out the frames. Okay, this is this function, right? Yeah, cool. Let's decrease this a bit. Yeah. Function pump. Okay. Cool. Now WebSocket on close. Okay, to gracefully shut it down. As well as when I'm getting some error. Is it error or on error? Yeah. okay, on error. If my connection is active, I will change the status to reconnecting. Okay, let's change this to this. Let's call it recon. Let's create a class name here, recon. Background color, let's stick to this. Okay, this guy is reconnecting, and I can set turning false. Cool. Now WebSocket connection close, that event is triggered. Then now the thing is, for the wake up thing, okay, so it should not die. Okay, so if keep wake is checked, okay, if the user has checked it, then I need to check if wake lock is there in my navigator. Okay, so wake, so it's an attribute that we can use, which can acquire a lock over the screen, so that our screen will always be active. Okay, so we can use this. Try. So earlier we created a variable PC wake lock. I will say await navigator dot wake lock. Need to make a request to the screen. Okay, cool. But if anything goes south, we can't do anything. I can console that log, and I can say something like error, where I pair PC wake error. Cool. Then all these things it's done. Then when we are actively doing something, okay, I can set this guy button, like our start button should be disabled, and our stop button or disabled should be enabled. Cool. Then actually here I can put an alert, but that will be annoying. I think it's better to keep an alert here to say that we have failed to start the camera. Okay, and I can not Golang. This is not Golang. Error. Cool. And just like start, I need to create a stop function also, where I will basically change a couple of like our global variables. Okay, so pump I need to implement. So let's first create our stop function. Okay, so running I will set it to false, sending I will set it to false. Okay, now if I have the WebSocket object, and WebSocket object is in the WebSocket object, I think ready state is So when we establish a WebSocket connection, so we can use this attribute to check like whether it is like, yeah, opened, unsent, or something went wrong. So all that events we can catch. So and WebSocket, I think I can use so yeah, so if something went wrong, okay, we are not able to capture the camera, so we should not we should stop the WebSocket connection, because yeah, that's like a redundant connection, because we won't be able to capture any frames here. So if its ready state is equal to WebSocket open, so I can try closing it. Okay, and I'll think about what to do. Right now I'll simply console log, but this will be in the device, and I don't think I have access to those devices, so there's no meaning to even do this. Yeah, so let's stick to this. Yeah, because this code and this, like, basically this agent code will be running in the device. Okay, the HTML will be rendered here. Now it's pretty difficult to use the dev console and all that inspect tool in mobiles and iPad. So yeah, cool. So stop is this. Okay, if I can do it gracefully, then I can set this to null so that I can release the memory. Now I can say if stream is there, okay, stream dot get tracks, then for whatever tracks we have got, so we are using like the first track, but all the tracks have been initialized. Okay, in a when we call like that getUserMedia frame thing. Okay, so I can do a graceful shutdown using, for each track I can call the stop function. Okay, you guys can read more about getUserMedia, but yeah, it essentially provides you a couple of like functions that you can use to like use your webcam, even your microphone and all that. Cool. So stream is also gracefully shut down. Now also we can remove the lock, PC wake lock. If it is active, then I can say PC wake lock to release should be the one. Let's see. I won't be doing anything. PC wake lock. I'll do it gracefully. Null. Okay, cool. Now after all this, I can set the status to, so like two things can happen. So if something went wrong when I'm starting off this WebSocket connection, okay, let's say the constraints were not there, or I'm not able to access the camera, okay, or something failed during the WebSocket connection itself, then I will call the stop. Okay, now also I'm providing the stop button also, right? So if someone clicks on the button, then all this code will be running. Okay, like changing all the global state to false, false, false. Okay, if there is WebSocket we have already established and we were sharing frames, that should shut down gracefully. And for the user media object that we are using, from which we are accessing the camera, that should also shut down gracefully, as well as the lock. Okay, so yeah, when we are done with this, it should go back to the normal state, which is idle. Cool. And I think stats, right? So if this should also go text content, this, and button start should be enabled now. Disabled false, and button stop or disabled should be true, because we have clicked on stop, everything should happen. Now this guy should be disabled because we have performed the action. Cool. So this is stop. Now Let's quickly implement the function for our flip. Okay, now all these are being called in an async thing, so this also needs to be async or coroutine. Also, yeah, let's this to be async, and now pump will also be in async. Pump won't be needed in async, right? Yeah, I'll say if something breaks, then yeah, I will put it also in async. But for my knowledge, pump shouldn't be in async because we are sharing frames now, and it shouldn't go to some kind of a event loop. Otherwise, uh, real-time stuff won't be happening. The caller who calls it, that can go into a event loop, but the pump itself should not be in the event loop. Hypothesis. Let's test it. Okay, flip. Now it's basically a toggling thing that I'll keep. Now if facing value that user has selected, that I can change to facing cell dot value equal to user. I can change it to environment, otherwise user. Cool. And now if I'm actively delivering, if I'm actively delivering the frames, then I should stop it, because I need to re-establish the WebSocket connection, okay, and then send the new frames from the changed camera, like front or back. Cool. So I need to call start again. Okay, then it may happen like all these are like happening, and then this guy will be called. So I can put a simple sleep time for something, okay, so that like the change of camera will have sufficient time, because we have to do it gracefully, because this thing will be like sticking to one camera first. Okay, this start thing. Okay, then suddenly I'm clicking on stop. Okay, and then I'm again starting off, like basically when I'm flipping it up. Okay, so let's say on the first trial everything is being captured in my rear camera. Okay, then I click on the flip. Now this camera needs to be disabled, this camera needs to be active. Okay, so that I should give some kind of a sleep time in between them. So I can create a promise. Okay, and I can set up timeout maybe. Maybe 100 seconds, 100 milliseconds, right? Or I need to check. Let's see. I need to increase this number or what? 100 milliseconds. Yeah, 0.1 second I'm giving. I can increase it to maybe 200 seconds. 200 milliseconds, 0.2 seconds. Cool. Should be good. Now this. Cool. If we are not running, if WebSocket is not established, if ready state is WebSocket dot open, return. Cool. Now this is for like safely handling these cases. We should not pump if nothing is running, or we haven't established the WebSocket connection, or the WebSocket connection is not opened. Okay, the object is there, so we will not pump anything. Otherwise, let's get the FPS parameter. Okay, FPS select value, then now I can get the frequency. Okay, so it's like I'm giving what like 30 or 15 frames per second, right? So I can create let's come about it. Okay, so I can create a looping function. Okay, so this will keep the count of okay, let's think about it, how it will happen. So when I'm pumping something, so what is the condition for drop? Maybe the frame is not up to some appropriate size. That can be a condition. Okay, so I can say I need high quality stuff. So let's say the data that I'm sending, okay, if I want high quality stuff, I can say something like my data should be at least let's say 256 KB. Okay, or maybe 1 MB, or let's stick to, let's say, 512. Okay, okay, if this is not up to this, oh yeah, I cannot do something like yeah, then I'll increase the dropped value, else I can say like I'm sending it. Okay, then I need to convert it to a blob object. Okay, and I need to compress it, right, based on the JPEG flag that I have. Okay, cool. Before that, once I have the FPS, okay, I can draw the video frame into my canvas. Draw image. So whatever video I've collected, 0, 0, canvas width, canvas height. So this will draw the frame that I have captured from the video HTML thing. Cool. I'm sending this const. Let's get the JPEG quality. JPEG value. Okay. Oh, I need to create a promise here, right? If I need to create a promise here, then I need to put it in async. If this guy needs to run, I need to put pump as an async thing. Okay. But okay. Okay, there can be delay, so I'll just test it. let's put it in async. Let's see. So it may happen we have created it after some time, like since it won't be in async. Okay, we are simply calling it and the coroutine will execute after some time. Okay, so yeah, uh, even after connecting we may not see the frames at that moment. It will take some time for pump to execute. It may happen. Cool. So you can create a new promise. So here we will be converting the frame uh, into a blob object and sending it as a JPEG file. Okay, so canvas, whatever I'm showing in the canvas, convert it to a blob. Now this blob needs to be converted. Now if I'm able to convert into a blob, then I can directly call. Not able to call blob, then I will call exit out of the promise. Otherwise I'll create a file, JPEG file. Let's call it simply a file reader, new file reader. Okay, now I can write the canvas thing. Okay, try this. Now whatever I'm sending, write it to file reader first. Otherwise catch, I'm not doing anything. Okay, I can ignore it because yeah, it's, I cannot console log it. Cool, unload is done. And call this. Cool. So basically what is happening is, so I have the video frame, okay, which is capturing the video. Then I'm displaying this frame in the canvas. Okay, now whatever I'm displaying in the canvas, I'm just collecting it. Okay, and yeah, here I'm collecting the image that I'm capturing in the canvas, converting into a blob. Now when I'm converting into a blob, I'm creating a file for it. Okay, now cool, then I need to send it as a JPEG file. Okay, so I'm loading it. Okay, I'm catching this. Okay, after this done, I need to or convert a blob. Search for image JPEG. Okay, sending blobs as WebSocket. In JS. Yeah, to blob. I'm converting this. Yeah. Now that file needs to be sent as a buffer, right? So I can search for like file reader to array buffer, because in the WebSocket we will be sending bytes directly, binary objects. So yeah, yeah. So yeah, I create a file reader. I write my stuff. Yep. It's another thing I need to implement, but yeah, I cannot console log it. So up to here, I can write the blob inside the file. Cool. Stick to this. To this, I'm done. Let's select. This is my file reader. Read as array. I won't be copying it because it will help my muscle memory. Then write this blob. Okay. Then this guy here, convert to a JPEG, and this is my quality. Cool. And set the sending to false. Okay. Cool. Now cool. I drawed it, looping over it. Now if it is not at least 512 KB, I'm dropping it. Otherwise, I'm setting sending as true. Okay. Now yeah, I'm correcting the quality, creating a new promise, and yeah, converting the canvas image to a blob, creating a file. Okay, and I'm loading it. I'm converting this, yes. Then I'm increasing the send count. Cool. Then I'm saving the file buffer as a JPEG. And yeah, now this prompt needs to result, and I'm setting false. Cool. Now this is for sending. Now I can set the stats. I can set the stats for, let's say, for every 1 second. Now let's collect our timestamp. Okay. Now if now minus last timestamp that we have collected, if that is more than 1000, okay, then I should update stats dot text content is equal to, let's say we have sent this many frames per second, dropped this many, and yeah, I can set something, the resolution, and in what FPS I'm sending. Canvas width cross $is c dot height @ dollar, and there is this FPS. Okay. So this last time until now. Cool. Now you should update the stats. Now in this sent, how many I have sent and how many I have dropped. Cool. Then I need to keep this thing in a loop. Okay. So needs to be recursive. Okay. I need to call this again after so this much frames I should be sending, and out of that, if I'm dropping something, then after that time I should again call this function and send out the new like 15 frames or maybe 30 frames. Okay, so I get the time period here, then I can get by marks of FPS. Cool. And I can use this time period here. This process should repeat for every this many time period. Then I'll call the loop function here. Cool. Button dot start on click, start, button stop, on click, up, button stop, and button click. Cool. Then let's take a break. Cool. And we just need to call this. Let's check it out whether this is working. Oh yeah, got this. Okay, this is up. If I reload this, is showing. I open this. I say start stream. Oh, my OBS is using this. Okay. Can I disable my camera? Okay. Can you work now? Okay. I think I cannot stop it, but yeah. Cool. Need some way to test it, but yeah, so it's trying to access the camera, which is good, but yeah, this won't be working till now because I have not implemented ingest. Okay, so yeah, I guess we are almost done with this implementation. Okay, I just need to style out something, and this JS code I need to test. Okay, but for that I need to go offline. So I guess that's all for this video. But yeah, hopefully in the next video I can show you maybe a screenshot, or we can actually first try to discuss on this, how to create our self-signed certificate. Okay, our open SSL certificate, so that I can try this UI in my devices. Okay, and show you how the agent looks like. So I think that will be a better case. Cool then. So I hope you learned something new. I'm really sorry I couldn't able to display like what we have built and test it out, but hopefully in the next video I will have something you guys can see. Yeah, and yeah, I also need to see what I'm building. So yeah, cool then. So stay tuned to watch more videos, and we will be completing this series shortly. So yeah. So, and also yeah, if you guys learn something new, please do like and subscribe. It will motivate me to uh, keep posting more videos. So yeah, thank you all.